Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ryan's Travels. My name is Ryan, and yes, I'm still traveling. This is a video on STDs in Thailand part 2. But before we get started, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll wait just for a moment for you to do that. All right, guys, thank you. Appreciate that very much. Now, when I made the first video, my editor put in part 1, and it would seem that there was a part 2. I had so many views from the first video that I decided to do a second one, kind of as a follow-up and to kind of answer some of the comments that were listed in the first video. So, to clear up the big confusion for all you super sleuths out there, yes, I have had STDs. Yes, I did get them in Thailand, but not all the stories that I told in the last video were about me. So, some were about me, some were not. Doesn't really matter. The idea is we want to be safe about these STDs, let you guys know what's going on with them, so when you come travel here, you're not necessarily caught off guard. One of the other comments that I got was regarding using PrEP. A few people said to use PrEP and then you won't get any STDs. And first, let me go ahead and explain to you what PrEP is. PrEP is what's called pre-exposure prophylaxis. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm simply just letting you know some of the stuff that I've researched and found. I'm going to read this straight off of the CDC website where it says, pre-exposure prophylaxis, or PrEP, is medicine taken to prevent getting HIV. PrEP is highly effective for preventing HIV when taken as prescribed. Now, what's really interesting is, it says PrEP reduces the risk of getting HIV from sex by about 99%. I didn't know that. Blew my mind away. That's pretty crazy. And then 74% when using it from injection drug. It also says, which is the important part, which is what was misleading from some of the people, that what they wrote in the comments, they think that it's going to wipe out all STDs. That's not the case. It says, since PrEP only protects against HIV, condom use is still important for the protection against other STDs. So there you have it. Don't think you can use PrEP and you won't get any STDs if you come to Thailand or anywhere else in the world for that matter. PrEP is only for HIV, but surprisingly to me, 99% protection, that's crazy. The next point was that they said STDs are high there. That's a pretty subjective thing to say. It's all about probability, right? Yes, if you're coming to a place that's known as like a red light district, there's high sexual activity, there will be a higher probability. The more chances at bat, the more chances for a home run per se, right? Or getting an STD. You can't really say they're high here. I mean, you can, but they're going to be high anywhere where there's going to be unprotected sex and everything else. But one of the other issues too about STDs being high, what makes it all relative as well, is about reporting. If people are uneducated about STDs to begin with, and they don't get tested, then you're not going to know what's out there. You can have 75 out of 100 people can have STDs, but if only 20 out of the 100 get tested, you're never going to know. So you can't really rely on that. You just have to rely on protecting yourself, getting tested, or just have sex at home as well. The one thing I would like you to be aware of is being responsible and letting people know if you are infected. That goes back to the whole unreporting thing, and properly reporting and probability. If you're going to go, you're going to have sex with somebody and be intimate with them, it's probably a good idea, not probably, it is a good idea that if you get something, to go back and let them know. Yes, you might, freak them out or whatever else, but after explaining to them, they'll respect you more for it. When I've gotten STDs in the past, I always go back and tell people, because I treat people the way I want to be treated, and if somebody had something, I would like them to come and tell me. I've had to find out the hard way, of course. And one of the girls that I actually got the STD from, after I told her, she apologized to me and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I should have told you." Well, it would have been nice if she would have told me beforehand. Luckily, it wasn't a big, serious STD, but it was one nonetheless. If you're going to be worried about spreading stuff, or you're going to be worried about getting stuff, you should be worried about spreading stuff as well. And you should be responsible and let everybody know. Now, what's pretty funny is when I first got out to Thailand, because I couldn't believe how many hot girls were out here, I would take like a selfie of us, like, man, let's take a, grabbing fun out, getting a cup of coffee or whatever else, or they come over, but I always took a picture of them, and it became valuable later on, because when I did get an STD, I was able to go back and see when I started, having symptoms, who it may have been from. It actually makes it pretty easy to pin down who that person came from if you're not super, super, super sexually active. So I always take a selfie with the girls that I'm with, not for like creepiness, just to like be like, hey, this is who I was with. If I need to go back later on, I can contact them and say, oh, I forgot about that person, or whatever else. The next point about being with women out here in Thailand, wherever it's at, be it Bangkok, whether freelancers or whatever else, I want to give you the reality versus the fantasy. The fantasy we all want to think is that they don't do this and it's only us, and they only maybe one person once a week or whatever else. But the reality is that some of these girls are with like 5 guys a day. And that doesn't help the whole stopping transmission of STDs. but it does give you an idea as to how business-like it is. And they can be with 5 guys a day. That's disgusting. I mean, just when you think about it that way, it really crushes the whole fantasy of, you know, oh, you just found this person online and whatever else. With that being the truth, though, it makes it even more important to, you know, use protection. They might tell you something different or whatever else, or play like, oh, you know, I don't have any customers today, or I haven't had any customers in a week, you know, and kind of pull your heartstrings. Some people's heartstrings, not mine. I mean, it is what it is. But just know that some of these girls may be with like up to like 5 dudes a day. And that's a recipe for STDs as well. Lastly, I would say when you're going to use a condom, you have to make sure, and I actually did not know this coming out. I feel ignorant about it. Well, I was ignorant and not anymore. I felt stupid at first that there's different types of lubricants. There's silicone lubricant, there's water-based lubricant, and silicone actually, in my opinion, is a better lubricant when it comes to actual viscosity or how it feels when you're using it and how long it lasts for. Water-based doesn't last as long. But the problem is if you use silicone-based lubricant with condoms, they will break. Water-based, it should be the only lubricant that you use with condoms so they don't break, you don't have any accidents. I hope that was informative. I hope this gave you a little more insight on some more STDs in Thailand, or this is really STDs anywhere, but you know, the attention comes from when you're coming to Thailand. Being in Pattaya, there's a lot of freelancers, a lot of adult, you know, workers here, Bangkok, everywhere. Anywhere in Thailand, there's going to be them. But I'm down in Pattaya here, and it's a pretty busy place. So you got to make sure that you take care of yourself, make sure that you protect yourself and be safe. So again, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And please pay attention and check out some other videos on the channel. I really appreciate it. Forward anything you find cool to your friends, and see you next time.